the Siren.
We get it. The future is awful. It seems like no matter what young adult dystopia we turn to, we who survive are all separated into groups to better serve the evil state. In the case of the Divergent series and this week's new release Insurgent, it's 5 factions: abnegation, amity, erudite, dauntless, and candor. Can we as an audience add a frustration faction to that list? Divergent's Tris Pryor, Shailene Woodley, and her beau 4, Theo James, were on the run with Tris's brother Caleb, Ansel Elgort, and former adversary Peter, Miles Teller, whose moral compass is on the fritz. They're being hunted by Janine Matthews, Kate Winslet, leader of the erudite faction, who wants to decimate all who show even a spark of divergence. Winslet talks about her character.
Janine, I think, is one of those inherently terrible, awful people who has a strength that comes from a place that is not necessarily genuine or even remotely honest, even though as far as she is concerned, she believes that she is being genuine and that she is being honest and that she does want the best for this world in which these characters live. She is a strong woman who likes power and won't stop at anything in order to get that power and to get more and more power, actually.
Those on the run find solace with the Amity faction led by Johanna Octavia Spencer. But at the first hint of danger, Peter switches allegiance and the rest can just continue running. They encounter a huge group of factionalists led by Ford's surprise relative, Evelyn, played by Naomi Watts, who is nearly unrecognizable as a brunette. Janine discovers a mysterious box and she believes it requires experimentation on Tris to open its secrets. For Tris, this means Sims. She is subjected to what amounts to a series of life-threatening hallucinatory trials, proving various faction-related abilities, all to Janine's benefit. Robert Schwenke of Red and The Time Traveler's Wife takes the directorial reins in this second installment, where far less exposition is necessary, so that time can be used in scenes of guerrilla warfare and Tris's numerous action-heavy head trips. Kate Winslet is working below her pay grade, but she makes a worthy corporate ice queen villain. Shailene Woodley shows she has enough actor's commitment to make her character believable and deserving of empathy. She talks about the strong women portrayed in Insurgent.
Ensembles that showcase strong women are fantastic because they're just realistic. Women in the world are strong and have loud voices and have a lot to share.
Theo James, as for, largely just does double duty as eye candy and heroic gun-toting muscle, but he can act when required. The most entertaining character is Peter, because he can't seem to decide what side he's on, which makes him more complex and his actions less predictable. The effects are impressive and the 3D is put to good use, notably in a set piece where Tris is leaping through the sky into a fiery floating building. Derivations from The Matrix and Inception are in plentiful supply, but the sequences relying on special effects keep the audience's interest, especially since advancements are happening so fast now that each new movie benefits. Theo James talks about Insurgent being in 3D.
The 3D element is exciting that it's being used because not only are the audiences going to feel more immersed within the story and more part of it, but also some of these really ambitious sequences are going to be very impressive. You know, some of these fear simulations and some of the action sequences are going to be, I mean, even more impressive in 3D.
The biggest problem with this movie is, with the exception of occasional snark spouted by the conflicted Peter, Insurgent is relentlessly dark and completely humorless. At least in The Hunger Games, you get the occasional respite offered by the colorful flamboyance of Effie, Caesar, and Haymitch. Probably because most of the characters are so one-dimensional, payoffs in this story are entirely devoid of surprise. What's left to savor is the plethora of violence, the committed acting and the great action sequences, and the special effects, but certainly not the various characters. Maybe we're all just getting dystopia fatigue, but I need more to care about if I'm about to wade into this level of despair. There's nothing wrong with enjoying 2-star movies. Think of the number of people who love action cheese like Point Break, Broken Arrow, and Cliffhanger. Insurgent is a bit better than those because of its effects and actors like Kate Winslet, Shailene Woodley, and Miles Teller bringing their A game, however much they could have phoned this all in. There are plenty of people who will love this movie, not least for the kickassery offered up by all the women in it. Just leave your expectations outside the theater and you'll have a good, albeit bummed out, 2-hour distraction. I give this movie 2 out of 5, but if you're a fan of the book series, ignore me and see it anyway. Remember to subscribe to Cinema Siren for movie reviews and interviews, and thanks for watching Cinema Siren TV. Until next time, go find a new favorite film.
Cinema Siren.